So today we're gonna do something interesting. What we're gonna do is gonna try and do some estimation with the AI tools. Obviously, we have ChatGPT, we have Claude, we have our own Flowly, and we could even start Gemini. Let me start Gemini. Do I have access to Gemini? Of course I do. So I have Gemini. And with this tools, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna to Pro. So with this tool, we're gonna try and see if we can start estimating. So what I've done is I've just, for the sake of this exercise, I've done and found some couple of sample drawings, and then we're gonna use those drawings for estimation. So here's one. My goal is to see if we can identify the number of rooms, right? Let's start with very simple problem, right? So this is a simple problem. I'm just going to copy this drawing. I could give the PDF to AI, but for the sake of this experiment, we'll just ask it, um, um, can you identify how many rooms are in this drawing, right? Very simple. I'm just going to copy this, and then, oh shit, because I copied this, I could, whatever. So this goes here. I'm just going to copy this again, and I'm going to paste to Claude as well as Gemini. So in the Claude, here goes. Can you identify the number of rooms in this drawing? Very simple. And this is sonnet 4, so should be good. And here also, so can you identify the number of rooms in this drawing? Easy. So it says there's one. I don't know how it got like this. Is the bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and living dining room. So bedroom, there's two bedroom, there's bathroom, there's kitchen, there's living room, and kitchen area, bathroom, bedroom, top left with bed symbol, living dining room. So total 8 room. So upper level and lower level. I didn't even know if there was upper level and lower level. Where are the staircase? I don't know. This just completely missed the thing, I guess. Appears. What about this guy? So it says 3 bedroom, okay, 2 bathroom, one living dining room, and one dining area. So Gemini, I think, is very correct. So there's 1, 2, 3 bedroom, um, yeah, and then there's 2 bathrooms, okay. So 2 bathrooms, okay, and then there's living, dining, and laundry utilities. So the living area, and then where's the laundry utility room? Probably where's the laundry utility room? Maybe this one. This one. It's kitchen. Did it catch kitchen? Uh, Washing machine is visible at the top next to the main bedroom. This is the washing machine. So this is what probably the laundry utility room, right? Yeah, yeah. So it's not saying kitchen, it's laundry utility. This is what it's considering as washing machine. So here goes the ChatGPT. Very simple. It says living dining room. Okay, we got that. Kitchen with sink. So kitchen with sink. Okay, bedroom 1, 2, 3. Okay, and bathroom 1, bathroom 2. Makes total 7 room. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 bathrooms, 6, and then one utility, 7. Gemini said 7 rooms, and then Claude said total 8 room, and then it came up with some different levels. That's interesting. So if it's the simple exercise, we can understand like the understanding that these LLM models have about the drawings and stuff. They're trying to guess, but it's hit and miss how they interpret things and all those things, right? Probably I can ask ChatGPT, can you go ahead and mark the drawings where the rooms are? Let's see what it does. Let's try Flowly. For Flowly, we'll have to upload the drawing. I'll just create a new folder called um, estimation testing. Brilliant. In this folder, I'm just going to upload this drawing here. So I'm just going to save this and upload. Save as. Just going to download desktop screenshot, and then I'm going to upload this thing here. No, this one. Okay, cool. So this is now uploaded. Slowly is processing its data point, and then I'm going to add. mm, can you mark in the given image where are all the bedrooms? So we've sent it off. Let's see what the agent comes up with. It's gonna do its own thing, and then it's gonna try and mark. Let me refresh this. All right, so ChatGPT is taking its time. It's trying to mark the things, and then Gemini has its own thing. I don't think Gemini can mark. Can you mark the locations of the room on the attached drawing? So it can't. And let me ask this: can you mark the locations of the room on attached drawings? So let's see if Claude can actually mark it. Uh, okay, okay, really good. So Claude is taking that image and trying to do some canvas thing. It's trying to mark those things. Really, really cool. The way it's doing those things. I like it. Let's see. I'm excited. Like what these tools are gonna come up with. Um, okay. Ah, so Flowly tried to mark these locations, but I think it completely missed those things. Um, but very cool. It took that image and trying to mark those things. I think the problem is it doesn't understand what the data comes in, how the data comes in. So what we can do is how Gemini think of dimensions, image bounding boxes in Gemini. So let's see. Okay, bounding boxes provided are in 1000 cross 1000 grid. They need to be normalized to the image dimension. This is something internal, because whenever we examine the image, it gives you like 1000 by 1000 grid. So we need to normalize those and see where actually the location is. So Flowly is going to do its thing. Let's see. So this was the actual image: bedroom one, bedroom two, and then bedroom two, and then bathroom, kitchen, living, dining. So I guess it did like 30% correct, uh, not more than that. And if you can see it completely redraw everything, it's not the same image, but it just copied and redraw everything exactly as it is. So it is very smart. Let's see what Flowly did. Okay, okay, not bad. So what I tried to do this is try to mark the bedrooms, but obviously it's off. The x and y directions are off, so it's cannot really mark the location. Let me do some kind of other. Can you mark the location of toilets too with green pencil? Let's see what it does. I want to see like if it can mark actually the locations with the toilets. Hmm. So this is gonna do what it's gonna do. Gemini cannot do it, and then okay, this guy it made a really good visualization, but this is completely hey. So there's kitchen, there's bathroom, there's bedroom, there's living area. Okay, bedroom, family room, bedroom, six. I guess kinda. So this is the bedroom, this is the bathroom, this is the kitchen. Okay, okay, this is the living room. Yeah, bedroom slash office, because there's this thing. Slowly done marking the drawing. Let's see, toilets. So it's off. It doesn't understand where actually the toilets are on the drawing. So I think the reference is wrong. Um, Here it should be here and here. So it got those two in the wrong locations, but it's at least identified there are two toilets, which is good. Mm. Can you get the actual dimension of the image to ensure that the bounding boxes are normalized, normalized and in correct location, because I see them off. Yeah, whatever. Mm. So far, I like what the Claude did, but yeah, it also said there's two levels to this thing. So I wonder if we can do something like really complex. So maybe if we can start a new chat, can we ask it to measure the dimension of this thing? Hmm. Okay, so it says 918 square feet for this drawing. So I'm not going to copy that part. I'm just going to uh, save this to my desktop and see what I can get. I got an email. All right, all right. Okay, new drawing. Very, very, very off. The bedrooms, they're coming close, but this thing is way off. Let me start a new chat, and I'm gonna upload to this folder, the one folder that we were working estimation testing, another file that I just uploaded. This is the drawing. Okay. So what I'm gonna say is, can you measure the square feet of the give me the square feet of the area from the given drawing? Square feet is always the area. So is this the drawing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Let's add that. Um, this one has dimensions, right? This one has dimensions, so it should be pretty easy if it can understand like what are the dimension of these things. It can probably measure all the part of it. Yeah, same. I think this guy should do that part easily because there's text on the drawing, right? So can you measure the square foot of the floor? Yeah, and then this guy I think should do it. Let me check. Um, can you measure? They are still going. Um, so it said based on the dimension of the drawing, total square foot of the hashed area is 830 square feet. What was the drawing said? Drawing said this was the one we got, right? 14, 952. Was it this one or that one? So this one was 1 inch, 1 feet 4 inches on the side. So the drawing was this one. So it's 952 actually. Um, yeah, so it's 952. What is this? No, yeah, 952. So Gemini said it did a lot of calculations. Wow, it did a lot of calculations and it then finally got the wrong area. Okay, what about 886? So the total area is 886. I don't know. It did some calculation, 24 count, whatever it came up with 886. Okay, okay. So it did that. This one also came with 830. So not correct. We didn't ask. Uh, Flori says it's 926. So I think, what was it? Which one the right? 952. So I guess Flowly is the closest one. Um, let me, what did it do? So it calculated the area based on the script. Um, so I think the key point is everything is off. Um, yeah, let me see. Can you get a bounding, bounding box around hashed area? Is hashed? Okay, hashed area. Use the examine will return the dimensions in 1000 by 1000 pixel grid. Normalize that for image dimension. Because I'm using Gemini here, and Gemini, whenever you ask it to understand the drawings, it gives like always understand the drawing in 1000 by 1000 pixels. So I'm just making sure that it understand that part. Let's see if it can get the bounding boxes. Let me see. The correct answer is 952. I don't know. Let it make the correct answer is 952. So let's see what these guys do. Okay, thinking longer. Uh, this guy is trying to do its own thing. This guy is thinking. Gemini said it's 9. It doesn't agree with me when I say not mathematically possible. Interesting. So 24.5, 34.5. So the maximum area it can have is 24.5 multiplied by 34.5, right? So that's 845. Yeah, yeah, it cannot have that 24.5. No, it's 39.8. So okay, so 38. It didn't get this part correct. This should be 38, right? 30. So that's why it's wrong because it thought. it understood that number to be 34, while this number is 39.8 on this side and 37 on this side. So understanding number, I didn't do a good job of that. So, but this guy did. So it said, "You're right. My calculation assumed that overall height was 37 and treated to cut out the overall." Okay, yeah. So actually, these guys didn't get the dimensions correctly. So um, it didn't mark the thing. Can you mark the drawing? Let's see if it can mark the drawing and give me the drawing. That would be nice. So the bounding box, I think it got the square bounding box around the drawing. So we'll see. It's drawing the bounding boxes on the drawing. This is good. This I think it didn't even got the visual correct, so it's not gonna go and find the correct dimensions. Let's ask this guy. Um, where's our drawing? Here's our drawing. We'll take this and then we'll ask it. What is the area of the hashed section in the drawing, right? Okay. So let's see what it does. I think this guy done. Okay. Okay. So it got the one, two, this side's correctly, but this side it didn't mark it correctly. Ah, yeah. So these dimensions it's not correct, right? Yeah. You, okay. This guy is okay. So okay, this is way off. For Claude, it's way off. It's just you couldn't get any understanding of the dimensions of the area. Hmm. Let's so I don't think we can rely on these models so to understand like this is Claude Sonnet 4. Can I use Opus? Let me try Opus because Opus is supposed to be um, really really good. Like it's like the biggest model out there, smartest one. If Cloud Opus cannot do it, I don't think any of the models will be able to do it. So can you measure the dimensions of the hashed? Yeah. Why I keep saying hashed? So so it got the width correct, 39.8. So height it got it wrong. So if it got the height wrong, it cannot measure it. Yeah. Um, so yeah, uh, this is not going to be measured properly. All right, what can we do? Uh, this guy it got the dimensions on this x-axis, y-axis correctly, but x-axis not correctly, which is a shame. Um, all right. So now the way, the proper way to do this thing is if you can determine the scale of this thing, then instead of relying on it to look at the numbers, probably we can ask at the scale. Um, can you calculate x and y scale based on the dimensions? Yeah. Now I won't be able to, right? Freshly draw line matching the 24 fit 6 inches side on top. So let's see if it can do it. So let's see if it can count things, right? So that would be a nice example where it can count the things. So yeah, this is simple. This is simple. Let's give it a simple example. Uh, what we're going to ask is, can you count the number of windows in this drawing? So we have this drawing. Let me save it so I can upload to Flowly. Um, okay, okay. The drawing line is off. So if the drawing line is off, I think we cannot get the dimension of this thing correctly, right? um, because if the lines are off, then we're not going to get the exact dimension. What happens if I use like even better model, GPT-5 or Claude 4? uh, yeah, sure. Hmm. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a new chat and say, can you count the number of windows in this one? Right? Very simple. New chat. Can you count the number of windows in this drawing? New chat. Can you count the number of windows in this drawing? That's it. And then slowly also let's do a new chat. Um, Upload in the estimation testing folder the file. Okay. And then can you count the number of windows in this file? So I think this is the one. Yeah. So off you go. Um, Total Windows 5, right? One, two, three, four, five. Or one, two, three, four. So if you count like this as one window, one, two, three, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. If you count it like that, or one, two, three, four, five. If you count it like that. So left side, second floor. Okay, two windows, W1 and W2. Okay, okay, W1, W2. Um, and then right side, one larger window, W2. So three. Yeah, and then W3 on the garage, small basement grade level, W4. Oh, I didn't catch that one. So I was like, where's the fifth one? Yeah, there's fifth. So there's like total five windows. Yes. Good job. Gemini. Six windows. My God, where's W6? Am I missing something? I don't. I don't. I don't know. Transform about door. Where? Huh. Where is W6? I don't know. Okay, now is the turn for um, Opus. So five windows, one, two, three, four, and then fifth. It's a two-story house with the house with the first floor window on the door. So this is pretty good. I did a good job catching all those things. Um, and this guy said, based on there are five windows, and I asked it to mark the windows on the drawing. So let's see what it. Oh, yeah, good job, good job. I marked the windows. Yeah, it marked the windows. Obviously a little bit off some of these, the 4 and 5. The W3 is off, W4 is off. Yeah, but it marked it. And then W5, it's door. uh, yes, what about W5? So let's see if it can mark it. Mm, okay, it says it's a door, which is correctly. Okay, it's a good job. But yeah, it did a good job marking the same as the Claude thing. Claude understood about this thing. Same. Mm, yeah. So as you can see, okay, let me see. What are the required dimensions for the glasses in the window? Can you give me a sheet? Let's tally. Um, as you can see from this, like we did experiments about counting things, trying to figure out where the general things are, and also one thing we're finding out the dimensions of the thing. So it's hit and miss. Most of the things are hit and miss. I think it's going to reach there with the time, like within like 6 7 months, or maybe in a year. Definitely these things will be able to do a pretty good estimation, but for now, as you can see, it's a hit and miss. It's a lot. Lots of things need to be improved, especially the image models. They need to understand construction drawings, and this is not a construction drawing. It's a very simple kind of like a section view, but like the complicated drawings with like for the tunnels and like the bridges and stuff. That's going to be very complicated. So yeah, it's say Claude with 100 pixels, and those, so it gave in pixels. Mm, yeah, if I know the scale of this thing, I can probably ask. Um, so maybe see the dimensions of the, what do you call them? The house, and then calculate the width with the dimension in feet and inches. Yeah, so it's marked it. It's there, but it's not completely there, right? Um, Let me ask this guy. Can you tell me dimensions of all the windows in feet and inches? Uh, and what about this? I'm out of Gemini's token. I'm just gonna switch to new chat. Oh, I want my old chat back. Let's see, 25 into 36. Yeah, it had already that thing, so it gave me those things. Yeah, this guy is still going, trying to figure out what are the dimensions. Um, mm, 25, 69 inches. That's not correct. 25, uh, 25 inches. Okay, and then 35. It says 69. 25, 45. 25, 43. 26, 59. So this is W2, so I think it's exact same dimensions. So now, so W3, okay, 26, 59. 26, 59, that's when it got it correctly. And then 32, 21. So, not, no, no, no. This is completely wrong. 3 feet. So this one is says 25. Um, this one has 25, 35, um, 25, 35, 3. So 24 plus 25.2. Yeah, yeah. And then 35. So 24 plus 6, 30. And 2.64. Not correct. Not correct at all. So 25, 43. So 12, 12, 20, 36, 37. And then 24 plus 9, 33. Um, 45. Not correct. And then based on this, W2 is 2 feet 1.86 inches. So 2 feet is 24. None of this is 24. So not correct either. Yeah. Nah, not correct. Not correct. Not good. Not good. Yeah, not good. Yeah, but it didn't calculate. It just read off the drawing. So not good. So that's it. I mean, yeah, these LLM models are not really good at estimating. They can't do the simple task, but they are getting there. If you see like how they are getting there is like they are just off by a slight bit, and the reason is there's no real world data around it, right? So these models are not trained for this kind of drawing. If I give it a picture of dog and say like, can you find a dog? Can you mark the dog? Just save it. Whatever. And if I go and say, can you mark the dog? It would, can you, can you mark the dog on the drawing, on the picture? It could probably um, mark the dog. I remember there was a model from Facebook too that could understand images really well. Let's see. Facebook, Facebook. I forgot the name. Facebook image detection. Uh, Decathlon, Detectron. There was like a public. This is the model, but there was some kind of public um, API where you can use it and see it. Try out. No, so it's there, but I don't have it right now. So let's see. Did it mark the dog? Nope, completely off. Yeah, probably doesn't know. Like the dimensions within are in thousand cross thousand pixel. Mm, image good normalize then this picture. So yeah, there you have it, folks. AI model is not here right now with the understanding of the images and all those, but it's getting there. Let's see this dog marking and then we'll call it a day. Close my windows. Hey, yay! Dog is marked. Bye bye. Not so.